Good morning from Carter County and Grady-White Marina boat sales. We are aboard the 2015 Grady-White 307 Freedom. What we're going to do is we're going to do a walkthrough video with you this morning in virtual sea trial. We're going to point out all the goods and some of the little bit of the flaws of the used boat that we have listed. So let's start up here at the bow. Windlass anchor sits up here inside of a case. The nice thing about it is we have bow controls for our windlass. We can down, safety chain, then we can come back up. We have a Hideaway navigational light. Anytime we have problems with our anchor rod, if we get stuck, we have access to the road down below. Cup holders, both starboard and port, as well. Cushions, we have storage up underneath our cushions. Each box drains overboard. Grady limits the amount of water that is allowed into the bilge. Everything is plumbed, runs down the boat and out through a porthole. Speakers, both port and starboard, kind of pointing out the cushions on the boat. She sat outside, so as you come around, the bolsters are pretty good. As we move back to the seating, you're going to see where the stitching has come out on the back of the seats. As well over here on the starboard side, here, and then you start to see it along here. The nice thing about it is we can have that recovered by a canvas shop, or we can reach out to A&J Canvas. They're the ones who do all the canvas work for Grady-White, and see if we can get in touch with them. As we move a little bit forward, we have storage up underneath. We also have an AC panel. This is going to allow us at the dock to cut on a battery charger, to cut on air conditioning, as well as our grill that sits starboard behind the seat, and we'll get to that later. We also have a drawer for storage, fishing tackle, so we talked about the frame. The frame on this Grady right here is sitting on the outside, and you can kind of see the bad spots of it to where it is almost like a little corrosion from the salt. You can see it more on the sides here forward. Now it also comes over to our starboard side, and that's all the way around the frame. It's not as bad in some areas, but still, being able to take the boat, have everything taped up, sanded, and painted would be your best bet for the frame. Door that'll come across and lock. Close the window. Now I've got the canvas rolled up here, but we'd roll the canvas down and it locks to make a full enclosure. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to kind of start over here on the port side. So we have our companion seat. Everything is good with the companion seat. Stayed underneath the hardtop with storage. So all of our companion seat as well as our starboard helm seat is in good shape. We get a Fusion 750 stereo system. It's going to allow us for a pull out. We can plug in an iPhone, and it'll allow us to charge as well as read music off of our phone. We have a lounge seat behind the companion seat. And then it retracts back in. Everything is good to go on this. We washed the boat down this morning, so we just need to take a little cleaner to that. That's nothing stained, but stitching and everything on this seat is in great shape. Located directly behind me, we're going to have access to a head unit right below. Mirror, storage behind the mirror. I'm going to cut on the fresh water real quick, and let me open up the head. So down below, access to my head. I have got the marine head inlet in. So if I pull this, which is open now, it is going to allow me to bring water in. Push down, it is closed. So let's open it up. Let's open up. And let's go wet head. Here, bowl fills, and then we go to dry head. Close that. Then we'll close the head here. Now I've opened up my seacock for the discharge. Being that this tank has nothing in it except for water, I can come right over here. I can check my level. And then if I want to empty, I would press this button here. And it takes for just a little bit for it to run. As we hear it grind. So what that's doing is that is discharging all of the water in the tank and grinding it up and putting it up underneath the boat. Line of demarcation is 3 miles. Right. Fresh water, let me cut the fresh water switch on. So up here at the helm, that's our freshwater switch. So I'll be back in the head. And we have room for a little wash down sink. When at the dock and I want to run AC, these are my AC controls down here. Access to get down below, a little storage. There is a filler cushion that would fill all the way through here. And you can see those sit to the back. This seat, and I'll demonstrate real quick, closes. And it gives us room for a little sleeping berth. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to work my way over here to the starboard side and come behind the helm. So now that we're sitting here at the helm, Ritchie compass, all of our controls up here. Grady-White always does our horns in red. Always next to the horn, so you don't have to even think about it. You just hit it, and my windshield wiper automatically is going to be located next to my red horn. These are our lights, our navigational lights, anchor lights. Anchor light is located aft, and we will show that. Cockpit lights. It's a 3-button switch. Press once. Actually, take that back. Cockpit lights are going to be forward and on the ground. My other lights that I was talking about are going to be our hardtop lights. So three switch. Press once, red, press again, we are white, press again, and we go to blue, press again, and we are off. Got our fresh water. Actually, I'm gonna leave my fresh water on. Our other switch at the helm is also going to be our windlass as well. So we have windlass controls forward as well as windlass controls here at the helm. We have a Garmin 1040XS GPS. So I will go to home. We have our navigational charts. We go back. We have sonar. From sonar, I can go back to home and we can go into radar. Now this morning while running the boat, I tried to engage the radar and I hit cruising, but it came up with radar error. So I will get in touch with our marine electronics guy and we will see what our error code is. I'm going to go back to home and I'm going to go to charts. I'm going to go to navigational charts. Gives me my speed, GPS heading, positioning, as well as depth. VHF, Garmin 100. Garmin Autopilot as well. What we're going to do is I'm going to kind of move out of the way and I'll demonstrate our Garmin Autopilot when I get underway and we do a virtual sea trial. Minute trim tabs located here. We also have a Fusion remote unit. So while cruising, I can also control the stereo. Put that on. Bow thruster. Make sure we've got it on. So with my bow thruster, if you look at the bow, I can take it and move it to port. Or I can come back and move it to starboard. You'll notice down below it is an emergency kickoff. If the bow thruster were to become stuck in a position to where it was moving you starboard and you had to cut it off, I come here. Now, bow thruster is in op. It automatically kills the power. It's a breaker switch. I also have a helm seat that I can take and move forward. Helm seat can retract backwards. Stereo unit. Now, the Freedom Series is going to give us 3 options for sound. I can either control from the helm, I can control from the port from the main unit, as well as another remote unit that I will show you located on the port side on the lounge. We get another freshwater sink here. I was talking about the grill. So the grill is accessible at the dock. We plug in with ship shore power, and then we can, sit at the dock. We can enjoy hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, whatever your heart desires. Fresh catch of the day. Corian bar, easy clean. Down below, while we're sitting at the dock, we have access to a refrigerator, trash can, All right. So we showed you the remote unit for the Fusion for our aft. Back here, we also get more storage up underneath. Now, back we have our fish box. We come in with a live well. Let me turn on the live well for a minute. Another freshwater shower. We get a nice flip-up seat in the back. Seat stitching. All the stitching back here is a lot better than all the stitching up on the bow. The other nice thing about Grady-White's seat, we have two working pieces. We have a hinge and a hinge here. It's an easy lift. Stows away. Then if I want to use it, it's an easy pull and down. I'm also going to demonstrate, here we go here. Easy access into my seat cocks. Down below for air conditioning, live well, as well as our raw water wash down. We also have access for our batteries below as well. We get a raw water wash down and another raw water wash down as well. So, if you look down here, down below, we have another battery switch. This is going to be our house battery, and I take that back. We should be able to run our house battery and let's see how. We'll check the electrical system for the grill with the inverter. All right, now we're back. Ship to shore power hookup. It's located here. Battery switches above deck. Nice tuna door. So what we're going to do now, the sure shade. Let me show you our sure shade. So with the sure shade, you want to make sure that your engines are on. You just don't want to make sure you don't want to make it a habit of running your sure shake while the engines are not cranked up. You do not have to be in gear but cranked up because it is a voltage sensitive system. And there is a limit switch. So you can see that we have probably got a majority, actually we have the whole aft deck covered. This is great when we're at rest, great while we're taking a little bubble cruise down a creek or canal. I do not recommend running the boat you know, at a cruising speed of, let's say, you know, 25 to 30 miles an hour with the sure shade out. They say that it does withstand it and can handle it, but I wouldn't try it. Now that I've got some clear, what I'm going to do is I'm going to engage my autopilot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come to neutral, into gear, light into gear. Let's go to menu. I have a steer pattern, so I can select a steer pattern, select, let's go to a, we'll just do a circle. Select, I want to engage. It's going to ask me, do I want to engage my circle to port or to starboard? So I'm going to choose starboard. All right, and we're engaged. As you can see, there's nobody at the helm, and we're engaged. You can see our engines moving. Come out of the circle, an autopilot, I can take the boat out of gear. Down there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell my autopilot to go into standby. So now I am out of autopilot. One thing this boat did come with is we did the power steering on this boat, and you can see how easy it turns. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go for a virtual sea trial with you. We're going to take the boat, we're going to come up on plane. After we come up on plane, we're going to come to a nice cruising speed. We're going to open the boat up, show you what she tops out at. I'm probably sitting on a quarter tank of gas. I will engage trim tabs as well. So we will see you here in a few. Alright, we're getting ready to go for a virtual sea trial. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the boat up on a plane. After the boat comes up on a plane, I'm going to show you cruising speed. After cruising speed, then we're going to open up the boat. I'm going to work a lot of the trim on the engines. Less engine in the water, less drag. It's going to let me move a little bit quicker across the water. These Grady-Whites with the CV2 hull, they really like to run on their hull. They like to do all the work. We'll also demonstrate our trim tabs, and they do function and they are engaged. So Here we go. Engines are down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a reverse. First click into gear. All right, hang on to your seats. Here we go. right, that concludes our virtual sea trial. Neil Rowland from Radio Island Marina in boat sales aboard the 2015 Grady-White 307 Freedom. Any questions? 252-241-9680 is my cell, or I can be reached at Neil, N-E-A-L, at radioislandmarina.com. Thank you.